1. The Secret to True Strength. A Rooster's Journey to Mastery. Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be strong? Is it about showing off your power and dominating others? Or is there a deeper, more profound way to achieve mastery? Dive into the fascinating story of a rooster's journey from arrogance to inner peace and discover the surprising lessons it holds for all of us. This tale from Master Zhuang will change how you think about strength, character, and what it really takes to be the best. Don't miss out on uncovering the secret to true strength. Master Zhuang told a story about training a fighting rooster. Ji Chengzi was raising a rooster for the king who was passionate about cockfighting. The king hoped Ji Chengzi could quickly train an exceptional rooster ready for battle. After 10 days, the king asked Ji Chengzi, "Is my rooster ready for the fight?" Ji Chengzi replied, "Not yet. This rooster is strong and aggressive, always intimidating others with its wings spread wide and eyes flashing like lightning. It's very arrogant. Those who don't understand cockfighting might think this is the perfect fighting rooster. However, true experts know it's not ready." Another 10 days passed and the king asked again. Ji Chengzi responded, "Still not ready. Although the rooster's vigor has begun to diminish, it still reacts immediately to any provocation, eager to fight. So it's not ready yet." After another 10 days, the king inquired once more and Ji Chengzi said, "Still not ready. While the rooster no longer reacts as strongly to external stimuli, its eyes still hold a lot of aggression. We need to wait longer." Another 10 days went by, and the king asked again. Ji Chengzi finally said, "Now it's almost ready. The rooster no longer responds to disturbances or provocations. How does it appear now? It looks like what people call a wooden rooster." Ji Chengzi explained, "This rooster has been trained to be as calm as a wooden rooster. Its spirit turned inward and its character has reached the highest level. It looks within itself, so it just stands there. Any other rooster that sees it will be confused and run away. Now it's ready for the fight." We often think a fighting rooster should be like a brave warrior, full of fierce energy, strong will to fight, and determination to win at any cost. However, Master Zhuang reveals a higher state of being. This state involves stripping away layers of arrogance, channeling all its aggressive energy inward. This doesn't mean the rooster lacks the will to fight. Instead, it means the will is directed inward. A person should look within themselves. Only then can they reach the state of complete virtue, achieving the highest level of a fighter, winning not through technique or strength but through character. Conclusion. The story of the fighting rooster offers a profound lesson that goes beyond mere physical strength. It teaches us that true mastery and strength come from within. Initially, the rooster's visible aggression and eagerness to fight might seem like signs of a great warrior. However, these are just superficial traits that don't reflect real power. As the rooster undergoes training, it learns to channel its energy inward, gradually becoming calmer and less reactive to external provocations. This transformation highlights the importance of inner peace and self-control. By the end of the story, the rooster reaches a state of complete calm, described as looking like a wooden rooster. This state symbolizes ultimate mastery, where the rooster's strength is so internalized that it doesn't need to display aggression. This tale challenges our common perceptions of what it means to be strong. In many cultures, including American culture, strength is often associated with outward displays of power, determination, and the ability to overpower others. However, the story suggests that real strength is not about dominating others but mastering oneself. The rooster's journey teaches us that achieving true strength involves looking within ourselves, understanding our inner nature, and cultivating self-discipline. It is about finding balance and harmony within, which in turn allows us to face external challenges with calm and confidence. In our lives, we often encounter situations that test our patience, provoke our anger, or challenge our resolve. The lesson from the Rooster's training is that by focusing on inner growth and self-mastery, we can navigate these challenges more effectively. True strength lies in the ability to remain composed and unshaken, no matter the circumstances. So, the next time you think about what it means to be strong, remember the story of the fighting rooster. Reflect on the importance of inner calm and self-control, and strive to cultivate these qualities in your own life. By doing so, you can achieve a higher level of mastery and strength, not just in battles, but in all aspects of life. 2. The Blinding Power of Greed, a tale from the Han-SUO conflict. Have you ever wondered how far someone might go when driven by greed? In this intriguing story from the time of the Han-SUO conflict, we meet a man whose desire for wealth blinds him to the consequences of his actions. As you read on, you'll discover how a seemingly simple act of theft leads to an important lesson about the dangers of obsession and the value of appreciating what we already have. Dive into this tale and see how greed can cloud even the clearest judgment. During the time of the Han-SUO conflict, there was a man who was exceedingly greedy for money. Although his family was poor, the thought of acquiring wealth constantly occupied his mind. One day, this man noticed a shop that sold small golden statues, a place frequented by the wealthy in the town. Unable to control his desire, he decided to steal one of the statues. He intentionally dressed up nicely and pretended to browse through the town's shops. After setting his sights on a golden statue prominently displayed, he quickly grabbed it and ran. However, the guards noticed and swiftly apprehended him. When asked why he dared to steal in broad daylight with so many people around, the man simply replied that he hadn't noticed anyone else at all. This story highlights a valuable lesson. Greed can blind a person, impairing their ability to think rationally. The man in the story was so focused on the golden statue that he failed to consider the dangers of stealing. Similarly, in life, there are people who are so obsessed with money and fame that everything else becomes insignificant, even the happiness they already have. Conclusion: the perils of greed and the value of contentment. The story of the man blinded by greed during the Han-SUO conflict offers a timeless lesson that remains relevant today. His intense desire for wealth led him to act irrationally, attempting to steal a golden statue in broad daylight. This reckless act resulted in his immediate capture, demonstrating how greed can cloud one's judgment and lead to poor decisions. In our modern society, the pursuit of wealth and success is often celebrated. However, this tale reminds us that an obsession with money and material possessions can overshadow more important aspects of life, such as happiness, relationships, and integrity. The man's fixation on the golden statue caused him to overlook the risks and the presence of others, ultimately leading to his downfall. This serves as a cautionary example of how single-minded pursuit of wealth can lead to negative consequences. Moreover, the story underscores the importance of appreciating what we have. The man came from a poor family, and instead of focusing on improving his situation through honest means, he chose the path of theft, driven by his insatiable greed. This choice not only failed to bring him the desired wealth, but also resulted in his capture and likely punishment. Had he been content with what he had and worked towards a better future with integrity, his outcome might have been different. In conclusion, the man's experience during the Han-SUO conflict teaches us that while ambition and the desire for improvement are natural, they should not come at the cost of our values and rationality. Greed can blind us to the reality of our actions and their consequences. By focusing on what truly matters and maintaining a sense of contentment and gratitude, we can avoid the pitfalls of greed and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. Let this story be a reminder to cherish what we have and pursue our goals with wisdom and integrity.
If you like this video, please comment 1. And if you don't, comment 2. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.
3. Uncovering the mystery, a tale of a phantom snake. Have you ever been so convinced of something that it made you sick? In this intriguing story from ancient China, we delve into the puzzling case of Le Guang and his friend, who fell ill after seeing a snake in his wine cup. Or did he? Join us as we unravel the truth behind this mysterious incident and learn a valuable lesson about the power of perception and the importance of thinking rationally. This captivating tale might just change the way you see things. During the Jin dynasty, there was a man named Le Guang. One day, he invited a friend over to his house. When his friend arrived, Guang noticed that he looked unwell. Upon asking, his friend explained that he had been feeling ill ever since he last attended a party at Guang's house. That day, the friend had drunk some wine from a cup, which he believed had a small snake inside it. Because of this, he had fallen seriously ill and had been bedridden since. Le Guang was puzzled. Why would there be a snake in his friend's wine cup? He looked around the room and saw a bow with a drawing of a snake hanging on the wall, and suddenly he understood. Guang then poured some wine into a cup and asked his friend to stand in the exact same spot as during the party, and then to look into the cup to see if there was a snake. His friend saw the reflection of the snake from the bow and insisted there was indeed a snake in the cup. Guang smiled and took the bow down from the wall. His friend was astonished to see the snake suddenly disappear and quickly realized there had been no snake in the wine cup previously. He had only seen the reflection and imagined it. Once his fear was dispelled, he quickly recovered. This story reminds us not to be overly suspicious about unnecessary things. We need to think rationally and consider our assumptions carefully before jumping to conclusions. Otherwise, we might face many problems over things that don't even exist. Conclusion: the power of perception. The story of Le Guang and his friend offers a timeless lesson about the power of perception and the importance of rational thinking. When Guang's friend believed he saw a snake in his wine cup, his mind and body reacted as if it were real. This belief made him seriously ill, even though there was no actual danger. It was only a reflection from a bow hanging on the wall that created the illusion of a snake. This incident shows how our minds can sometimes trick us into believing things that aren't true. Our perceptions can be influenced by our surroundings, our past experiences, and our emotions. In the case of Guang's friend, his fear and the strange reflection led him to conclude that there was a snake in his cup, causing him unnecessary distress and illness. By removing the bow and showing his friend the truth, Guang helped him overcome his fear and realize that there was no real threat. Once his friend understood this, he quickly recovered. This illustrates how understanding the true nature of a situation can free us from unfounded fears and worries. In our everyday lives, we might face situations where we misinterpret what we see or hear, leading to unnecessary anxiety or problems. It's important to pause, think rationally, and consider other explanations before jumping to conclusions. By doing so, we can avoid creating problems out of things that don't actually exist. This story also highlights the value of clear communication and helping others see the reality of a situation. Just as Guang helped his friend understand the truth, we can support those around us by offering a different perspective and helping them see things more clearly. In conclusion, the tale of Le Guang and the phantom snake is a powerful reminder to question our assumptions, think logically, and seek the truth. By doing so, we can navigate our lives more calmly and avoid the pitfalls of mistaken perceptions. 4. The Teacher's Secret, a heartwarming tale of kindness. Have you ever wondered how a simple act of kindness can change someone's life? This is the story of a young boy from a poor family and his teacher's secret that helped him in ways he never realized. Read on to discover how a compassionate teacher's thoughtful gestures made a lasting impact on his student's life. There was a young boy who grew up in a very poor family. They didn't even have a place to bathe. So, in the summer, he would have to go to the river to wash up. This was especially challenging in the winter when the river water was freezing, and it would take him a long time to finish bathing. One day, the school assigned a new homeroom teacher to his class. The teacher was very busy with work, so he often asked the boy and another student to come to his house to help make charcoal. After they finished, the teacher would let them take a hot bath as a thank you for their help before they went home. The boy always felt very happy to help the teacher, and naturally, the teacher frequently asked him to assist. Many years later, at a party, the boy, who had now achieved some success in his career, proudly shared his past experiences with everyone, feeling quite smug about it. As the party ended, the daughter of the homeroom teacher, who was also present, texted him saying, "Actually, my father didn't ask you to do those chores because he needed the help. He wanted to give you a place to bathe." Reading the message on his phone, the man was moved to tears. He realized that the teacher had been looking out for him all those years without him even knowing. This kind-hearted teacher had not only helped him through his difficult times, but had also carefully protected his dignity, providing support in every way possible. Conclusion. The story of the boy and his teacher is a powerful reminder of the impact that small acts of kindness can have on someone's life. The teacher's thoughtful gesture of inviting the boy to help with chores was not about getting assistance with work, but rather about providing the boy with a place to bathe and maintaining his dignity. This kind-hearted act, hidden under the guise of needing help, allowed the boy to feel useful and respected. Years later, as the boy grew into a successful man, he looked back on those days with pride, thinking he was helping his teacher. It wasn't until he learned the true reason behind the teacher's actions that he fully understood the depth of his teacher's kindness. The revelation moved him to tears as he realized how much the teacher had cared for him and looked out for his well-being without ever making him feel pitied. This story teaches us that sometimes the most meaningful acts of kindness are those that go unnoticed at the time. It shows the importance of helping others in a way that respects their dignity and self-worth. The teacher didn't just provide a place to bathe. He gave the boy confidence and a sense of belonging. This compassionate approach likely played a significant role in shaping the boy's character and his future success. In our own lives, we can take inspiration from this teacher's example. Whether it's offering support to someone in need or simply being kind and considerate, our actions can have a profound impact. We may not always see the immediate effects, but small, thoughtful gestures can leave a lasting impression. Ultimately, the story reminds us that true kindness is about more than just helping others. It's about doing so in a way that uplifts and empowers them. It's a lesson that we can all carry with us and apply in our daily interactions, making the world a better place, one act of kindness at a time. 5. The true meaning of kindness, a tale of compassion and empathy. Have you ever wondered what true kindness looks like? In a world where good deeds can sometimes be overshadowed by a need for recognition, it's refreshing to hear stories that remind us of the genuine compassion that still exists. Join us as we explore a touching moment from a singing competition and uncover the deeper message behind what it means to truly care for others. At a singing competition, a contestant appeared quite embarrassed when introducing himself as an event singer. One of the judges, not understanding the term, asked him, "What is an event singer?" Another judge beside him calmly replied, "It's when a big event is organized at a venue and the singer waits for their moment to perform right after the ribbon-cutting ceremony." Hearing this, the first judge quickly responded, "Oh, that's not much different from what we do." The intelligent response of the judge cleverly addressed the contestant's insecurity and shyness, subtly protecting his dignity. This gesture warmed the entire atmosphere of the competition. True kindness can make everyone feel that even simple things are filled with humanity. There's an old saying, "Evil deeds, when feared of being known, become great evil. Good deeds, when done to be known, are not true goodness." True kindness requires not only a compassionate heart but also empathy. To illustrate, consider the case of businessmen sponsoring underprivileged children in a remote area. They organize donation ceremonies at the school's sports field, attended by all teachers and students. These businessmen often stack a pile of cash they plan to donate into a small mountain, then notify the media to capture the moment with the children. Such public welfare activities happen year after year. At these events, businessmen typically dress in sharp suits, wear formal smiles, and look into the cameras while the children, unaccustomed to such grand events, stand nervously, clutching their clothes, faces filled with anxiety. It doesn't end there. After the photos are taken, the children are often asked to look into the cameras and recount their difficult family situations. This practice strips the children of their optimism and confidence. As a result, despite receiving financial aid, they are left with feelings of inferiority and shame. What these businessmen do is not true kindness, but rather a pursuit of glory. Their actions are not acts of goodwill, but sinister intentions disguised as benevolence. Conclusion. The story of the singing competition serves as a beautiful reminder of what true kindness looks like. It's not about grand gestures or public recognition, but rather the small, thoughtful actions that protect and uplift others. The judge's clever and compassionate response to the event singer's embarrassment transformed a potentially awkward moment into one filled with warmth and humanity. This simple act of kindness made everyone in the room feel more connected and valued. This story also sheds light on the difference between genuine kindness and acts performed for glory. The businessmen who stage donation ceremonies for underprivileged children might seem generous at first glance. However, their actions, driven by a desire for media attention and public praise, ultimately harm the very children they intend to help. By putting these children in the spotlight and forcing them to recount their hardships, the businessmen strip them of their dignity and confidence, leaving them feeling ashamed despite the financial aid. True kindness, on the other hand, is rooted in empathy and understanding. It requires us to see beyond our own desires for recognition and to focus on the real needs of others. This kind of compassion doesn't seek the limelight but works quietly to make a genuine difference in someone's life. Whether it's a simple word of encouragement, a thoughtful gesture, or a helping hand offered without expectation of reward, these acts of true kindness build a more compassionate and connected world. In our daily lives, we have countless opportunities to practice this kind of kindness. It might be as simple as listening to someone who needs to talk, offering support to a friend in need, or standing up for someone who feels vulnerable. By embracing true kindness and empathy, we not only enrich the lives of others but also find deeper fulfillment and purpose in our own lives. Let's strive to be the kind of people who, through small yet meaningful actions, make the world a better place for everyone. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. 6. The Unconventional Wisdom of Master Ma. A lesson in flexibility. Have you ever encountered a situation where you needed to think outside the box to solve a problem? In this intriguing story from the Tang Dynasty, a young monk learns a valuable lesson in adaptability and ingenuity from his unconventional teacher, Master Ma. Join us as we delve into this timeless tale of wisdom and discover how a simple act of flexibility can lead to profound insights and personal growth. During the Tang Dynasty, in the Wutai Mountain, there was a famous Zen master named Master Ma, known for his unconventional teaching methods. One day, he used one of his unique methods to impart a profound lesson to his young disciple. On this particular day, Master Ma set up a chair on a narrow path behind the temple to read a book. Not long after, a young monk was pushing a cart back to the temple from the vegetable garden. The path was very narrow, and Master Ma had his legs stretched out, blocking the way. The young monk couldn't push the cart through and asked Master Ma to move his leg. Unexpectedly, Master Ma didn't move his leg, but instead said, "My leg is always stretched out. It never bends." The young monk was startled and found himself in a bit of a dilemma. He said, "Master, if you don't move your leg, I can't return to the temple." Master Ma replied without even looking at the young monk, "That's your problem." The young monk thought for a moment and then said, "Master, since you only stretch your leg and never bend it, I can't pass by. Let's switch places. I'll sit on the chair and you can push the cart." Master Ma found this suggestion quite interesting and agreed to switch places. The young monk then imitated Master Ma by stretching out his leg. But as Master Ma approached with the cart, the young monk quickly pulled his leg back. Master Ma asked, "Why did you move your leg?" The young monk replied with a smile, "Master, you only stretch your leg and never bend it, but I can both stretch and bend mine, so I moved my leg." The young monk then pushed the cart on his way, while Master Ma watched his disciple with a satisfied smile. Many years later, Master Ma passed on his robe and bowl to this young monk. The young monk eventually became a highly respected monk at Wutai Mountain and was known as Zen Master Hidden Peak. Conclusion: the timeless lesson of flexibility and wisdom. The story of Master Ma and the young monk is a powerful reminder of the importance of flexibility in our lives. This tale, set in the Tang Dynasty, might seem far removed from our modern world, but its lesson is as relevant today as it was centuries ago. Master Ma's unconventional teaching method pushed the young monk to think creatively and adapt to a challenging situation. The young monk's ability to solve the problem by suggesting they switch places demonstrated not only his ingenuity, but also his understanding of flexibility. Unlike Master Ma, who claimed his leg could not bend, the young monk realized that being rigid in one's thinking is often a self-imposed limitation. By showing he could both stretch and bend his leg, he symbolized the power of adaptability and open-mindedness. This lesson transcends the narrow path behind the temple and applies to our daily lives. Whether we are facing a difficult project at work, a challenging relationship, or a personal obstacle, the ability to be flexible and think outside the box can make all the difference. It encourages us to look at problems from different angles and to find innovative solutions that we might not have considered initially. Furthermore, Master Ma's satisfaction with his disciple's solution highlights the role of mentors and teachers in fostering creative thinking. Great teachers challenge their students to think for themselves and to approach problems in new and inventive ways. This story reminds us of the value of such guidance and the impact it can have on our growth and development. As the young monk grew into a respected Zen master, the lesson he learned from Master Ma undoubtedly shaped his approach to teaching and life. This timeless wisdom serves as a reminder that flexibility, creativity, and open-mindedness are crucial traits that can lead to personal and professional success. So, the next time you encounter a seemingly insurmountable challenge, remember the story of Master Ma and the young monk. Embrace flexibility, think creatively, and you may find that the solution is within reach. 7. The Jealous Eagle's Downfall, a tale of envy and self-destruction. Have you ever wondered how jealousy can harm not just others but ourselves as well? Dive into the story of two eagles, one swift, one slow, and discover the powerful lessons hidden in their flight. This tale will make you think twice about the destructive power of envy and the importance of rising above negativity. Join us as we unravel how the slow eagle's envy led to its own downfall, and what we can learn from it to soar higher in our own lives. Once, there were two eagles. One was a swift flyer while the other was quite slow. The slower eagle felt a deep envy towards the faster one and sought every opportunity to bring it down. However, despite its efforts, the swift eagle remained unharmed, while the slow eagle ended up suffering. Consumed by jealousy, the slow eagle approached a hunter and said, "There's a fast eagle flying ahead. Why don't you shoot it down with your arrows?" The hunter replied, "I could, but my arrow lacks a feather. Can you spare one of yours?" The eagle, eager to see its rival fall, agreed. "Sure, if you can shoot it down, one feather means nothing to me." It plucked a feather and handed it to the hunter. The hunter knocked the arrow and aimed at the fast eagle, but the shot missed as the eagle soared too high. Turning to the slow eagle, the hunter said, "How about giving me another feather?" The slow eagle, still determined, plucked another feather, but again the hunter missed. This process repeated, with each missed shot costing the slow eagle another feather. Eventually, the slow eagle was completely featherless and unable to fly. The hunter then smirked and said, "Why waste effort on the eagle up high when there's a defenseless one right here?" With that, he captured the featherless eagle easily. This story teaches two valuable lessons. First, those who seek to harm others often end up harming themselves, just like someone who digs a pit for others might end up falling into it themselves. As the saying goes, he who digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit he has made. What made the slow eagle pluck its own feathers? It was jealousy that drove it to desperation upon seeing another eagle fly higher and faster. Envy can lead to one's downfall. Consider this: who gets upset when their siblings excel? Isn't it the envious heart that causes such distress? When we get angry, we are acting in ways that only dark thoughts would want us to. Flying higher ensures safety. Think of the swift eagle. Why wasn't it brought down? Because it flew high. The higher one soars, the safer they are from harm. Therefore, if you want to rise above adversity and become untouchable by those who wish you harm, strive to reach greater heights. Conclusion. The story of the two eagles is a powerful reminder of the dangers of envy and jealousy. The slow eagle, consumed by its desire to bring down the swift eagle, ended up harming itself. By focusing on the swift eagle's success and trying to sabotage it, the slow eagle lost its own feathers and became defenseless. This story teaches us that when we let jealousy control our actions, we are likely to end up hurting ourselves more than anyone else. Envy is a natural human emotion, but it can be incredibly destructive if we let it take over our thoughts and actions. Instead of being happy for others' success, we may find ourselves wishing for their downfall. This negative mindset not only harms our relationships, but also prevents us from achieving our own potential. Just like the slow eagle, we may end up losing our own strengths and abilities in the process. The swift eagle's ability to fly high symbolizes the importance of focusing on our own growth and success. When we aim high and work hard to achieve our goals, we become less vulnerable to the negativity around us. By striving to reach greater heights, we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of envy and jealousy. In our own lives, we should learn to celebrate the achievements of others and use them as motivation to improve ourselves. Instead of comparing ourselves to others and feeling envious, we should focus on our own journey and set our sights on our own goals. By doing so, we can rise above the negativity and become stronger, more resilient individuals. The tale of the two eagles serves as a powerful lesson in self-awareness and personal growth. Let us remember to keep our eyes on our own path, to aim high, and to support others in their successes. In doing so, we can all soar to greater heights and live more fulfilling, positive lives. 8. The Philosopher and the Farmer, a lesson in gentle persuasion. Have you ever struggled to get someone to do something, only to find that all your efforts were in vain? Discover the surprising story of a philosopher, a stubborn cow, and a wise farmer who teaches us that sometimes a little kindness and understanding can go a long way. Read on to find out how a simple handful of grass can change everything. Once upon a time, there was a philosopher who wanted to herd a cow into its barn. No matter how hard he pulled from the front or how strongly he whipped from behind, the cow stubbornly refused to move. A farmer passing by saw this, smiled, and grabbed a handful of grass from the ground. He placed the grass in front of the cow's mouth, and to everyone's surprise, the cow obediently followed the farmer into the barn. After reflecting on this incident, the philosopher derives some profound lessons. Everyone has their own strengths and specialties. For instance, a philosopher might not be as adept as a farmer when it comes to handling livestock. If you want someone to do something, force alone won't work, no matter how hard you try. In reality, all we need to do is to offer a bit of sweetness and hope in life. Things in this world don't always go as we wish. By putting ourselves in others' shoes and thinking from their perspective, everything will go much more smoothly. In the end, the philosopher realized that brute force and sheer determination aren't always the best solutions. He learned that understanding and empathy can be much more effective in achieving our goals. This lesson is not just about leading a cow into a barn. It's about how we interact with people in our daily lives. Consider this. How often do we try to push our own ideas and desires onto others without considering their perspectives? The philosopher's experience teaches us that taking a moment to understand what motivates others can lead to better outcomes. The farmer didn't use strength, he used insight. By offering the cow something it wanted, he made the cow's path align with his own. This approach can be applied in various aspects of our lives, from personal relationships to professional environments. Whether it's convincing a child to do their homework, persuading a colleague to support a project, or even encouraging a friend to adopt healthier habits, the principle remains the same. We should strive to understand what drives others and use that knowledge to create mutual benefit. Moreover, this story highlights the importance of recognizing and respecting the expertise of others. The philosopher, despite his wisdom, was not equipped to handle the cow as effectively as the farmer. This reminds us to appreciate the skills and knowledge that different people bring to the table. Sometimes, seeking help and learning from others can lead to better results than trying to do everything on our own. In essence, the story of the philosopher and the farmer is a timeless reminder of the power of empathy, understanding, and collaboration. It encourages us to look beyond our own methods and perspectives and to find gentler, more effective ways to connect with and influence the world around us. By doing so, we can achieve our goals more harmoniously and build stronger, more cooperative relationships.
If you like this video, please comment 1, and if you don't, comment 2. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.
9. The Secret to Soaring High, a Sculptor's Wisdom. Have you ever wondered what it takes to truly soar in life? Imagine a sculptor who can carve an eagle so lifelike that it seems ready to take flight at any moment. What if I told you that this sculptor's secret holds a profound lesson for us all? Join me as we uncover the wisdom behind shedding life's excess baggage and discover how we, too, can rise above and achieve greatness. There was once a sculptor who carved an eagle out of stone. The eagle looked so lifelike that it seemed to be soaring high in the sky. A philosopher, upon seeing this magnificent sculpture, approached the artist and asked, "How did you manage to carve the stone to make it look like it's flying?" The sculptor replied, "Actually, I just removed all the unnecessary parts of the stone." A stone, when its excess parts are chipped away, reveals a vibrant eagle that looks as though it's flying. This reminded the philosopher of a profound truth. Even a person as dense as a rock can soar if they shed their excess burdens. In simpler terms, the temptations and distractions of life are like those unnecessary parts of the stone. When faced with temptations, if we want this and that and refuse to let go of anything, we end up holding on to nothing of value. Life becomes a heavy stone, and we can never become eagles soaring high. Therefore, if we want to rise in life, we need only let go of our excess baggage. Conclusion: Embracing the Sculptor's Wisdom. The Sculptor's Wisdom teaches us a simple yet powerful lesson. To achieve greatness, we must remove the unnecessary burdens in our lives. Just as the sculptor chipped away the excess stone to reveal the majestic eagle, we too must let go of the excess baggage that holds us back. This could be anything from negative thoughts and toxic relationships to unnecessary possessions and unproductive habits. In our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more possessions, more achievements, more recognition. However, this constant chase often leads to stress and dissatisfaction. The key is to focus on what truly matters and let go of the rest. By doing so, we can lighten our load and create space for what's important: our passions, our relationships, and our well-being. Consider the eagle, now free from the stone. It symbolizes our potential to rise above challenges and reach new heights. We all have the capacity to soar, but it requires a conscious effort to shed the unnecessary. This process of letting go can be difficult and even painful at times, but it is essential for growth and self-discovery. It involves making tough decisions and being honest with ourselves about what is holding us back. Start small. Identify one area of your life where you feel weighed down. It could be a cluttered workspace, a demanding social obligation, or a lingering grudge. Take steps to address it. Clean up your space. Say no to commitments that don't serve you. Forgive and move on. As you begin to release these burdens, you'll notice a shift. You'll feel lighter, more focused, and more in tune with your true self. In essence, the sculptor's story is a metaphor for personal transformation. By removing the excess, we reveal our true potential. So let us take a lesson from the sculptor and start chipping away at our own blocks. With each piece that falls away, we come closer to our own majestic flight. Embrace the journey of letting go and watch as you rise higher than ever before. 10. The Invisible Bond, a shepherd's secret to unwavering loyalty. Have you ever wondered how a shepherd can lead a sheep without a rope? What invisible force keeps them connected? Dive into this intriguing story where a simple shepherd reveals a powerful truth about love and loyalty that will leave you pondering the true nature of our bonds with others. Once upon a time, there was a shepherd walking forward, his steps rhythmic and steady. Following closely behind him was a sheep, moving in sync with the shepherd, even though it wasn't bound by any rope. The sheep shadowed the shepherd from left to right, never straying for a moment. A philosopher, observing this curious sight, approached the shepherd and asked, "You aren't using a rope to lead the sheep. How does it manage to stay so close to you?" The shepherd replied, "What binds the sheep to me is not a rope, but the care and love you give to them." The shepherd's answer left the philosopher pondering deeply. To maintain the bond between people, it's not about using visible ropes to control or restrict them, but about the care and affection of love. Conclusion. The story of the shepherd and his sheep offers a profound lesson in the power of genuine care and love. It's easy to assume that control and restrictions are the most effective ways to guide others, whether in relationships, at work, or in communities. However, the shepherd's approach shows us a different path. By offering care, respect, and love, he creates a bond with the sheep that is stronger than any rope. In our daily lives, we often encounter situations where we need to lead or influence others. This could be as a parent, a teacher, a manager, or a friend. The instinct might be to assert control and enforce rules to ensure compliance and order. While rules and boundaries are important, the shepherd's wisdom reminds us that they are not enough on their own. People respond more deeply and loyally to genuine care and affection. When they feel valued and respected, they naturally align with those who treat them well. Consider the relationships in your own life. Are there areas where you rely too heavily on control and not enough on care? Shifting your approach to one that prioritizes understanding and compassion can transform these interactions. Instead of enforcing strict rules, focus on building trust and showing consistent support. This not only fosters loyalty, but also creates a more positive and productive environment. The philosopher's moment of realization is a pivotal part of the story. It emphasizes the importance of introspection and the willingness to learn from unexpected sources. The shepherd, with his simple yet profound understanding, becomes a teacher to the philosopher. This teaches us that wisdom can be found in the most humble places and that true leadership is rooted in the heart. In conclusion, the shepherd's story is a timeless reminder that the most powerful bonds are not formed through force or control, but through love and care. By embracing this approach, we can create stronger, more meaningful connections with those around us, leading to a more harmonious and fulfilling life. 11. Unlocking potential. The farmer and the pumpkin. Have you ever found yourself stuck in old ways of thinking, unable to see new possibilities? This story about a farmer and his giant pumpkin might just change the way you see the world. Read on to discover how a simple shift in perspective can lead to amazing new opportunities. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who grew a very large gourd. However, instead of being happy, he found himself in a dilemma because he didn't know what to do with it. If he used it to store wine, he feared it would break. If he cut it in half to use as a water scoop, there was no pot big enough to scoop from. A philosopher, observing this situation, remarked, "People only think of using a gourd to hold water, but they don't realize that beyond holding water, a gourd can also be used as a boat on water." Isn't that wonderful? Many people often imprison their thinking within the confines of the gourd, and in doing so, they can never find a way out. In reality, all we need to do is break free from old habits and ways of thinking. By doing so, we can delicately navigate through mental blocks and discover a larger, more expansive world. Conclusion: embracing new perspectives. The farmer's story teaches us a valuable lesson about the importance of thinking beyond conventional uses and established ways. When the philosopher pointed out that the pumpkin could be used as a boat, it highlighted how a change in perspective can transform a problem into an opportunity. This shift in thinking is not only applicable to pumpkins and farming, but to all areas of life. Many times we find ourselves facing challenges that seem insurmountable because we are confined by our habitual ways of thinking. We often limit ourselves by believing that there are only a few solutions to any given problem. However, if we take a step back and view the situation from a different angle, we may discover creative and unexpected solutions. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of routine and tradition. We get comfortable with what we know and fear stepping out of our comfort zones. But growth and innovation happen when we dare to think differently. Just like the philosopher who saw a boat in the pumpkin, we must train our minds to look for alternative uses and approaches. This story also reminds us that wisdom often comes from the most unexpected places. A simple farmer and a common pumpkin became the catalyst for a profound insight. It shows that no matter how ordinary we think our resources or circumstances are, there is always potential for something extraordinary if we open our minds to it. So the next time you face a challenge, remember the farmer and his pumpkin. Ask yourself if there's a way to use your pumpkin differently. Break free from old habits and explore new possibilities. You might just find that what once seemed like an obstacle is actually a gateway to a larger, more expansive world. Embrace the power of new perspectives and watch as your world transforms in wonderful ways. 12. The Silent Strength, a lesson from nature. Have you ever wondered why some people seem so confident while others remain humble and grounded? There's a powerful lesson hidden in the quiet roots of a tree that might just change the way you see yourself and the world around you. Join us as we explore a story that reveals the true source of strength and the importance of humility. Once upon a time, there was a young man who loved to boast about himself to others. One day, his mentor took him to a tree and asked, "Do you think the branches of this tree are beautiful?" "Of course, the branches are full of fresh, beautiful flowers," the young man quickly replied. At that moment, a breeze blew through, causing the branches to rustle. The mentor then asked, "Did you hear that?" "Yes, I did. The sound of the branches is so clear and pleasant," the young man eagerly answered. "But do you know what the branches are called in Chinese?" "They are called mat," the mentor said. Then he pointed to the base of the tree and asked, "Do you see the roots of the tree? Do you hear any sound from the roots?" The young man frowned and replied, "No, the roots are buried underground so we can't see them, and the roots are silent so we can't hear any sound from them." "But do you know what the roots are called in Chinese?" "They are called ban," the mentor explained. This means that although the branches full of flowers can rustle and attract the attention of those around, they are fragile. A strong wind can break them easily, rendering them worthless. The roots, on the other hand, are quiet and even buried underground, but they are the foundation of life. Without the roots, there would be no tree, no leaves, no branches, and of course, no flowers swaying in the wind. Do you understand my point? The young man lowered his head, gently nodding as he grasped the essence of his mentor's lesson. From that day forward, he became more composed, spoke with great care, and never boasted in front of others again. Conclusion: embracing humility and inner strength. In the end, the story of the young man and his mentor serves as a timeless reminder of the value of humility and the importance of nurturing our inner strength. The young man, initially eager to show off his talents and achievements, learned a profound lesson from the quiet resilience of the tree's roots. While the beautiful flowers and rustling branches drew immediate attention and admiration, it was the unseen roots that provided the true foundation and strength necessary for the tree's survival and growth. This lesson translates seamlessly into our own lives. In a world that often celebrates loud achievements and outward displays of success, it's easy to forget the quiet, consistent effort that forms the bedrock of true accomplishment. Like the branches, we may be tempted to seek quick validation and applause, but these fleeting moments of recognition can be as fragile as they are satisfying. The real strength, like the roots, lies in our ability to stay grounded, work diligently behind the scenes, and build a strong, unwavering foundation. Embracing humility means recognizing that our worth is not solely defined by outward appearances or the accolades we receive. It means valuing the hard work and dedication that go unnoticed, understanding that these are the qualities that sustain us through life's inevitable storms. By focusing on developing our inner character and staying true to our values, we cultivate a resilience that cannot be easily shaken. The young man's transformation from boastfulness to quiet confidence highlights the importance of self-awareness and personal growth. His journey teaches us that true success is not about being the loudest or the most visible, but about being the most authentic and resilient. By nurturing our inner strength and embracing humility, we can achieve a sense of fulfillment and stability that far surpasses the fleeting satisfaction of external praise. As we go about our daily lives, let us remember the lesson of the tree's roots. Let us strive to be like the roots, steadfast, resilient, and quietly strong. In doing so, we build a foundation that supports not only our own growth but also the well-being of those around us. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. 13. Discover the 3 doors to inner peace and harmony. Have you ever wondered how to find peace and tolerance in a world full of challenges and differences? Join us as we explore an ancient story from Buddha Shakyamuni about a prince's journey through 3 mysterious doors. Each door holds a powerful message that can change your perspective on life. Curious to know what these doors reveal? Let's dive into this enlightening tale and uncover the secrets to living in harmony with ourselves and others. In life, facing numerous undesirable situations and confronting the differences or flaws of others, or even our own, can often leave us frustrated and uncomfortable. How can we maintain a peaceful and tolerant attitude towards everything? The 3 doors taught by Buddha provide us with the answer. Once, a prince asked his master, Buddha Shakyamuni, "What will my future path in life look like?" Buddha replied, "On the path of life you will encounter 3 doors, each inscribed with a phrase. When you see them, you will understand. After you pass through the 3rd door, I will be waiting for you on the other side." And so, the prince set off on his journey. Soon he came across the first door, which had written on it, "Change the world." The prince thought, "I must follow my ideals to change this world and alter everything that doesn't seem right." And so he did. Years later, he came across the second door, which read, "Change others." The prince thought, "I need to use good ideas to educate others, to make their characters more upright." And so he did. Years passed and he encountered the third door, which read, "Change yourself." The prince thought, "I need to make my own character perfect." And so he did. Eventually, the prince met Buddha Shakyamuni again. He told Buddha, "I have passed through the 3 doors on my life's path and have understood the messages written on each. I have realized that changing the world is not as effective as changing the people in it, and changing others is not as effective as changing myself." Buddha smiled and said, "Perhaps now you should go back and look at those doors more carefully." The prince took Buddha's advice and went back. From a distance, he saw the third door, but it appeared different from before. The phrase now read, "Accept yourself." The prince then understood why he had felt constant self-reproach and suffering while trying to change himself. It was because he had refused to acknowledge and accept his own flaws, focusing instead on what he couldn't achieve, thus neglecting his strengths. So, he began to learn to cherish and accept himself. The prince continued back and saw that the second door now read, "Accept others." He realized why he had always felt irritated and uncomfortable. It was because he had not accepted the differences between himself and others, and had been unwilling to understand and empathize with their shortcomings. So, he began to learn to be tolerant of others. The prince continued back and saw that the first door now read, "Accept the world." He understood why he had repeatedly failed in his attempts to change the world, because he had not accepted the reality that many things in the world are beyond his control. He had tried to force and control others while neglecting his own improvement. So, he began to learn to embrace the world with a broad heart. At this moment, Buddha Shakyamuni was waiting there and said to the prince, "I believe now you understand what harmony and tranquility truly are." The story of the three doors teaches us that living in this world requires us to recognize our own strengths and weaknesses and continuously improve ourselves, becoming noble and tolerant. We should approach others with an open and understanding heart, considering their perspectives and forming good relationships everywhere, without harboring enmity. Only then can we live in harmony with others and become truly useful members of society. Conclusion: embracing acceptance for a harmonious life. The story of the three doors offers a profound lesson that resonates deeply with our everyday lives. The prince's journey teaches us that true peace and harmony come from within, and that the path to a better world starts with ourselves. When the prince first set out, he believed that changing the world was the most important task. Many of us share this belief, thinking that altering our surroundings will lead to happiness. However, as the prince learned, the world is vast and complex, often beyond our control. Trying to change it can lead to frustration and disappointment. The second door, change others, reflects another common approach. We often think that if we could only change the people around us, our lives would improve. But this too is a challenging and often futile endeavor. People are unique with their own beliefs, experiences, and behaviors. Trying to reshape them to fit our ideals can strain relationships and create tension. It is the third door, change yourself, that holds the key to true transformation. By focusing on improving ourselves, we can become better equipped to handle life's challenges. However, the prince's journey did not end here. He discovered that change must be coupled with acceptance. Accepting ourselves with all our strengths and flaws allows us to find inner peace. It helps us stop the cycle of self-reproach and start appreciating our unique qualities. Acceptance extends to others as well. When we learn to accept people for who they are, with their differences and imperfections, we foster empathy and understanding. This creates stronger, more meaningful connections and reduces conflict. Finally, accepting the world as it is, with its unpredictability and uncontrollable events, allows us to live more harmoniously. It frees us from the futile effort of trying to control everything and enables us to focus on what we can influence, our own actions and attitudes. In embracing acceptance, we find the true path to a harmonious life. We become more tolerant, empathetic, and at peace with ourselves and the world around us. The lessons from the three doors are timeless, guiding us towards a life of balance and fulfillment. 14. A lesson in respect, the school gate incident. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where a simple misunderstanding escalates into an unnecessary drama? This story from a typical school day might make you reflect on the importance of respect and empathy in our daily interactions. Join us as we delve into a surprising encounter at a school gate that teaches us a valuable lesson about treating everyone with dignity and kindness. One day there was a commotion at the gate of a school. A woman was shouting at the school security guard. She had come to visit a friend who worked at the school and asked the guard to let her in, claiming she had shown her pass earlier that morning. The guard, following standard protocol, requested that she sign in. The woman, feeling this was unnecessary, snapped at the guard. "Aren't you just a security guard? What gives you the right to demand this from me?" The guard, slightly irritated, raised his voice in response. "This is a school. To ensure the safety of the children, we have to follow these rules." The woman, feeling wronged, began to cry loudly, drawing attention from passers-by. She even threatened to report the guard to the principal. Fortunately, her friend arrived just in time, quickly apologized to the guard, and managed to calm the situation. Onlookers felt that the woman was poorly mannered and didn't know how to respect others, which resulted in this unnecessary drama. In reality, whether it's a doorkeeper or a janitor, every job and every person deserves respect. Showing empathy, understanding, and tolerance towards others is not easy, but it is one of the most fundamental qualities a person should strive to cultivate. Interacting with others is often like looking into a mirror. If you smile at people, they will smile back at you. If you are polite to others, they will treat you with the same courtesy, and vice versa. Morality can compensate for a lack of talent, but talent can never make up for a lack of morality. Respecting others is essentially respecting yourself. Conclusion. In the end, the incident at the school gate serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of respect in our everyday lives. The woman's reaction, fueled by frustration and a lack of patience, created an uncomfortable and unnecessary situation. Her belief that the security guard's role was less important led her to disrespect him, which in turn escalated the conflict. This story highlights a crucial point. Every job and every person, regardless of their position, deserves respect. Security guards, janitors, teachers, and administrators all play vital roles in ensuring the smooth operation of our schools and communities. Dismissing someone's contribution based on their job title not only disrespects them, but also undermines the collective effort needed to maintain a safe and efficient environment. The woman's friend, by apologizing and calming the situation, demonstrated how empathy and understanding can diffuse tensions. Her actions show that acknowledging someone's efforts and treating them with kindness can quickly turn a negative situation into a positive one. It's a simple yet profound lesson that we can all apply in our daily interactions. Interacting with others is indeed like looking into a mirror. The way we treat people often reflects back on us. If we approach others with kindness and respect, we are likely to receive the same in return. Conversely, rudeness and disrespect can lead to negative reactions and conflict. Moreover, this incident underscores the idea that morality and character are more important than talent or status. A person who is kind and respectful will always be valued more highly than someone who is talented but lacks basic decency. Respecting others is a reflection of our own values and self-respect. Ultimately, the school gate incident reminds us to pause, consider our actions, and treat everyone we encounter with the respect they deserve. It's a small effort that can lead to a more harmonious and compassionate world. 15. The power of kindness. How one man's good deed changed his life. From a young age, we're taught the importance of kindness and compassion, but how often do we see these values truly make a difference? Meet Aaron, an American father whose life took an unexpected turn when he chose to help a stranger in need. This heartwarming story of selflessness and its surprising aftermath will remind you that goodness often comes full circle. From a young age, parents and teachers often instill in children the importance of having a kind and compassionate heart. They teach that the most honorable person in the world is the one who maintains their goodness. There's a touching story that illustrates this point beautifully. An American man named Aaron was desperately trying to find a job so his 2-year-old son wouldn't go hungry. One day, he finally got an interview. He had been preparing for this moment for a long time and was incredibly excited. Early that morning, with only $2 left in his pocket, he boarded a bus to the job interview. On the way, the bus was involved in an accident. The bus stopped, but no one was willing to get off and help the injured. Aaron asked the driver to open the door so he could assist the injured person, but the driver replied, "The bus won't wait. I'll drive away if you get off." After a moment of internal struggle, Aaron chose to get off the bus and help the injured person, sacrificing his precious job interview. Thanks to Aaron's quick actions, the injured person was swiftly taken to the hospital for timely treatment. Aaron later shared, "I missed that job opportunity, but jobs can come again. A human life is irreplaceable. At that moment, all I could think about was saving the person." Fortunately, Aaron's kindness caught the attention of the media. Soon after, he received numerous job offers, including one from a company that hired him without an interview. His once impoverished life improved significantly, thanks to the support and generosity of kind-hearted people. Goodness is like a circle. If you live with gratitude and kindness, one day all the good deeds you've done will be rewarded in various ways. As a writer once noted in an article, sometimes kindness doesn't repay you immediately, but it will bring you unexpected blessings. Sometimes kindness returns to you in a different form, allowing you to experience its vast and rich nature. Conclusion. Aaron's story is a powerful reminder that acts of kindness, no matter how small, can have a profound impact on our lives and the lives of others. When Aaron stepped off that bus to help an injured stranger, he had no idea what the future held. He only knew that he couldn't ignore someone in need. His selfless decision to put another's well-being before his own job interview showed the true spirit of compassion and humanity. What makes Aaron's story so inspiring is the unexpected way his good deed was rewarded. Despite missing his job interview, Aaron's act of kindness didn't go unnoticed. The media coverage of his selflessness brought him multiple job offers, and he ended up securing a stable job without the need for an interview. This turn of events highlights a fundamental truth. While we might not always see immediate results from our good deeds, they can set off a chain reaction of positivity that eventually comes back to us. Aaron's experience is a testament to the idea that living with a kind heart can lead to blessings in various forms. It teaches us that our actions matter, and that by doing the right thing, even in difficult situations, we can create a ripple effect of goodness. Aaron's life improved not just because of the job offers, but also because he gained the respect and admiration of his community. People were moved by his story and wanted to support him, showing that kindness can indeed come full circle. In our daily lives, we often face choices that test our values and character. Aaron's story encourages us to choose kindness and compassion, even when it's challenging. By doing so, we contribute to a more caring and connected world. Remember, acts of kindness may not always bring immediate rewards, but they enrich our lives and the lives of those around us in ways we might never expect. So, let's follow Aaron's example and strive to make a positive difference, one good deed at a time.
If you like this video, please comment 1. And if you don't, comment 2. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.
16. Why Confucius ran to stop his student from teaching. Have you ever wondered what could make the wise Confucius dash out the door in a panic without even putting on his shoes? It wasn't an emergency or a disaster, but the surprising ambition of one of his students, Mo. Join us as we uncover the reason behind Confucius's urgent mission to the state of Tang and what he feared would happen if Mo became a teacher. This story offers a timeless lesson on the true impact of education. Confucius had a student named Mo, who was from the state of Tang. Mo was an average student but always thought he was the best. After studying for a few years, Mo asked to return to his homeland, believing he had learned everything from his teacher. Seeing this, Zigong asked Confucius, "If he goes back and becomes an official, will that be okay?" Confucius, tapping his knee, replied, "That will be fine." Zigong asked again, "Can he become a general?" Confucius, stroking his beard, answered, "He can." Zigong continued, "But what if he becomes a bandit?" Confucius, yawning, responded, "That wouldn't be too harmful." Feeling reassured, Zigong said calmly, "I've heard that Mo wants to go back to become a teacher." As soon as Confucius heard this, he was startled. He didn't even take time to put on his shoes or button his shirt properly. He hurriedly dashed out the door, running frantically. His students chased after him, asking, "Master, where are you going?" Confucius, still running, replied, "I must go to the state of Tang immediately." The students asked, "Why are you going to the state of Tang?" Confucius, still running, answered, "To stop Mo from becoming a teacher. If he becomes an official, he might only harm a district. If he becomes a general, he might only harm a city. Even if he becomes a bandit, he might not harm anyone. But if he becomes a teacher, he could harm countless generations. Even I might not be able to avoid the consequences." Conclusion. The story of Confucius and his student Mo teaches us a powerful lesson about the importance of teachers and the profound impact they have on future generations. Confucius recognized that while Mo could serve as an official, a general, or even a bandit without causing too much harm, becoming a teacher was a different matter entirely. A teacher shapes minds and influences countless lives, often beyond their own lifetime. Confucius's urgent reaction underscores the critical role of educators in society. He knew that a teacher with a misguided sense of self-importance like Mo could spread incorrect knowledge and values, potentially harming students and, by extension, society as a whole. This insight is incredibly relevant today, as the quality of education continues to be a significant factor in the development of individuals and communities. In modern times, we place a high value on education and the role of teachers. We understand that educators must be knowledgeable, compassionate, and dedicated to their students' growth. They must also be humble, recognizing the responsibility they carry in shaping the minds and characters of their students. The story also highlights the importance of self-awareness and continuous learning. Mo's overconfidence in his abilities prevented him from seeing his own limitations, a trait that could be detrimental in any role, but especially in teaching. Confucius's concern serves as a reminder that humility and the willingness to keep learning are essential qualities for anyone, especially those in positions of influence. In conclusion, Confucius's reaction to Mo's ambition to become a teacher reminds us that education is a powerful tool that must be wielded with care and responsibility. Teachers have the potential to influence countless lives, and with that power comes the need for humility, continuous self-improvement, and a deep commitment to the well-being of their students. This timeless lesson from Confucius is as relevant today as it was in ancient China, emphasizing the profound impact that educators have on the future of society. 17. The Monkey's Lesson: How Sharing Pain Can Lead to Greater Suffering. Have you ever wondered if sharing your troubles with others might not always be the best solution? In this intriguing tale, we explore the story of a monkey whose search for sympathy and advice leads to an unexpected and tragic outcome. Stay with us to discover the powerful lesson about facing hardships with resilience and a positive attitude. There was a monkey who got its belly scratched by a branch, causing it to bleed profusely. Seeing another monkey, it showed its wound and said, "Look at how much my wound hurts." Every monkey that saw the wound comforted it and suggested various treatments. The injured monkey continued to show its wound to friends, seeking their advice, but eventually it got infected and died. An old monkey remarked that the monkey had brought about its own demise. In reality, sharing your suffering with others may not solve the problem. It's better to silently endure and overcome it on your own. Even when facing hardships in life, don't confide in everyone you meet. Instead, adopt a positive attitude to face everything and strive to change your situation, as that's the most important thing. Conclusion: the tale of the monkey serves as a powerful reminder that constantly seeking sympathy and advice from others may not always lead to the best outcome. The injured monkey's relentless quest for comfort and solutions from its friends only made its situation worse. Instead of healing, the monkey's wound became infected, ultimately leading to its demise. This story highlights the importance of how we handle our own hardships and suffering. In life, it's natural to want to share our pain with others, seeking their comfort and advice. However, relying too much on others can sometimes prevent us from finding our own strength and solutions. While it's important to have a support system, it's equally important to learn how to endure and overcome challenges on our own. By doing so, we build resilience and become more capable of handling future difficulties. The old monkey's remark about the injured monkey bringing about its own demise is a metaphor for how we can sometimes exacerbate our problems by constantly focusing on them and seeking external validation. Instead of looking outward for solutions, we should adopt a positive attitude and take proactive steps to change our situation. This doesn't mean we should never seek help or support from others, but rather that we should strike a balance between seeking external assistance and relying on our inner strength. Facing hardships with a positive mindset can make a significant difference in how we overcome them. By focusing on what we can control and taking steps to improve our circumstances, we empower ourselves to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. This story encourages us to develop a sense of self-reliance and resilience, reminding us that sometimes the best way to heal and move forward is by believing in our own ability to overcome adversity. In conclusion, the monkey's tale teaches us a valuable lesson about the importance of balancing seeking help from others with cultivating our own inner strength. By doing so, we can navigate life's challenges more effectively and emerge stronger and more resilient. 18. Discover the bird's secret to true confidence. Ever wondered why some people seem so fearless and secure? Let me share a simple yet profound story of a little bird and its incredible source of confidence. This tale holds a powerful message about trusting yourself and embracing the present moment. Dive in to find out how you, too, can build an unshakable foundation for success and personal growth. There was a bird perched on a tree branch, never afraid of the branch breaking, because its trust was not in the branch but in its own wings. Instead of worrying about the future, it's better to strive to change the present. On the path to success, only continuous effort can bring you the greatest sense of security and achievement. On the journey of personal growth, only you can provide yourself with the most reliable support and assurance. After all, If you lean on a mountain, the mountain may collapse. If you lean on others, they may leave. The best foundation is to rely on yourself. In conclusion, the story of the bird perched confidently on a tree branch serves as a powerful metaphor for self-reliance and personal growth. The bird's trust in its own wings, rather than the stability of the branch, highlights an essential truth. The most dependable source of strength and security comes from within ourselves. This simple yet profound lesson encourages us to focus on our capabilities and resilience rather than external factors that we cannot control. As we navigate the challenges and uncertainties of life, it's easy to fall into the trap of worrying about the future or relying too heavily on others. However, the bird's example teaches us that true confidence and security are built through continuous effort and self-belief. By working diligently towards our goals and trusting in our abilities, we can create a solid foundation for success and fulfillment. The journey of personal growth is uniquely individual, and each step forward reinforces our inner strength. Leaning on others or external circumstances can provide temporary comfort, but it's ultimately our own efforts and determination that lead to lasting achievement and peace of mind. Just as the bird relies on its wings to soar, we must cultivate our inner resources to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. Remember, external supports like the tree branch in the story can falter, but our inner strength remains steadfast. Embracing this mindset can transform how we approach life's challenges, empowering us to take bold steps toward our dreams and aspirations. As we continue to strive for personal growth and success, let the bird's wisdom inspire us to trust in our own wings. By prioritizing self-reliance and focusing on the present, we can overcome obstacles and achieve our full potential. The strongest foundation for a fulfilling life lies in our ability to believe in ourselves and our capacity to grow and thrive. So, take a lesson from the bird. Trust your wings, embrace the present, and soar confidently towards your future. 19. The unexpected gift of not knowing. Have you ever wondered if knowing too much could actually be a bad thing? Imagine two patients facing the same dire diagnosis, but their fates take drastically different turns. One heard every detail of his prognosis, while the other couldn't catch a word. What happened next will make you rethink the value of ignorance and the unexpected joy it can bring. Dive into this intriguing story and discover why sometimes not knowing can be a blessing in disguise. There were two patients diagnosed with a serious illness. One of them had exceptionally sharp hearing and overheard the doctor saying that he had only 3 months left to live. The other patient was hard of hearing. He couldn't eavesdrop on the doctors, and even when someone spoke directly to him, he could barely understand. Strangely enough, not only did the hard of hearing patient survive the 3-month prognosis, but he is still alive and well 2 years later. Meanwhile, the patient with sharp hearing did not make it past the 3 months. In life, sometimes it's better not to know too much, to be slower rather than quick, to be oblivious rather than too knowledgeable. This is the essence of the saying, better to be oblivious. In fact, life itself is inherently a bit muddled. Joy and happiness are often hidden within that obliviousness. Conclusion. The story of the two patients teaches us a powerful lesson about the unexpected benefits of not knowing everything. The patient with sharp hearing was burdened by the knowledge of his limited time, which may have contributed to his early demise. On the other hand, the hard of hearing patient, free from this heavy knowledge, continued to live beyond the 3-month prognosis and is still enjoying life 2 years later. This situation highlights an important aspect of human psychology. Sometimes, too much information can create unnecessary stress and anxiety. When we know every detail, especially the negative ones, It can weigh heavily on our minds and affect our overall well-being. The constant worry and fear of the future can overshadow the present, making it difficult to find joy and peace. On the contrary, not knowing everything allows us to live more freely and focus on the present moment. It's not about being ignorant in a negative sense, but about embracing a certain level of obliviousness to protect our mental health. This mindset can help us enjoy life's simple pleasures and maintain a positive outlook, even in challenging times. This story also reminds us that life is inherently unpredictable and a bit chaotic. Trying to control every aspect or knowing every outcome can lead to frustration and disappointment. Embracing the uncertainty and allowing ourselves to be a little less informed can actually lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. In conclusion, the lesson here is clear. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss. By not knowing everything, we can avoid unnecessary stress, focus on the present, and find joy in life's uncertainties. So next time you feel the urge to seek out every detail, remember the story of the two patients and consider the benefits of simply letting go and living in the moment. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. 20. Why this janitor's healthcare choice shocked everyone. Ever wondered why someone with a modest income would invest in a healthcare plan? A janitor's eye-opening explanation will make you rethink the true cost of healthcare and why taking care of yourself now can save you and your loved ones from financial hardship later. Her story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the smartest investments are the ones we make in our well-being. There was a janitor who signed up for a healthcare plan. Someone asked her why she was willing to spend money on this when her daily income was so modest. Her response was an eye-opener for everyone around her. 10 years ago, my father saved up $3,500, but he had to spend it all on my grandfather's medical bills. A few years ago, the $9,000 I had saved over many years was also completely used up when my father was hospitalized. I felt like the two of us were working just to pay for hospital bills. I don't want my child to go through the same thing, working to pay for hospital bills. That's why I am determined to take care of my health now while I am still well. Taking care of your health might be expensive, but it's not as costly as medical treatment. What a profound realization. In conclusion, the janitor's story offers a compelling lesson on the importance of prioritizing healthcare. Despite having a modest income, she chose to invest in a healthcare plan, a decision that surprised many. Her reasoning, however, is rooted in personal experience and a deep understanding of the long-term benefits of health maintenance. She witnessed firsthand how her father and grandfather's medical expenses drained their savings. Her grandfather's medical bills consumed $3,500 her father had painstakingly saved. Later, she herself saw her own $9,000 savings vanish in covering her father's hospital costs. This cycle of working hard only to lose savings to medical expenses struck a chord with her. She realized that without proactive health care, her family was trapped in a vicious cycle of financial strain due to unforeseen medical emergencies. By taking care of her health now, she aims to break this cycle. She wants to ensure that her child does not have to endure the same financial burden she faced. This proactive approach to healthcare is not just about avoiding medical bills. It's about ensuring a better quality of life and financial stability for her family. Her story emphasizes that while healthcare might seem like a significant expense, it is a crucial investment. The cost of preventative care and maintaining good health is significantly lower than the expenses incurred from medical treatments and emergencies. It is a powerful reminder that health is indeed wealth, and by investing in it, we can save ourselves and our loved ones from future financial hardships. In a society where the cost of healthcare can be overwhelming, the janitor's decision is a beacon of wisdom. It encourages us all to consider the bigger picture and prioritize our health, not just for ourselves but for the well-being of those we love. Her story is a testament to the fact that sometimes the most profound insights come from the most unexpected places. 21. The flood that couldn't drown BALE'S optimism. Imagine a small town suddenly hit by a flash flood. Streets turned into rivers, houses submerged in water, and chaos everywhere. Yet, in the midst of all this turmoil, one man remained cheerful and untroubled. Meet BALE, the most optimistic person in the world. Curious to know how he kept his spirits high despite everything going wrong, this heartwarming story will show you the power of a positive attitude in the face of adversity. BALE was known by everyone as the most optimistic person in the world. One day, a flash flood swept through the village with water rushing through the streets. BALE sat on his rooftop cheerfully singing. A neighbor paddled by in a boat and shouted, "BALE, all your ducks have been swept away." "No problem, they all know how to swim." "Your wheat is completely flooded." "It's okay, the harvest was poor this year anyway." "Oh my gosh, the water is up to your windows." "No worries, I've been meaning to clean them. This saves me the trouble." Sometimes an open and optimistic mindset is the greatest asset in life. When you face challenges with a positive attitude, you'll find that difficulties and troubles shrink, and everything becomes as easy as pie. Conclusion. BALE'S story is a powerful reminder of the impact of a positive mindset. While others were overwhelmed by the flood and the losses it brought, BALE'S unwavering optimism turned every setback into a minor inconvenience. His ability to see the silver lining in every cloud kept his spirit buoyant and inspired those around him. Think about it. When BALE'S neighbor worried about the ducks being swept away, BALE'S cheerful response was that they knew how to swim. When the wheat fields were flooded, BALE shrugged it off, noting the poor harvest. Even as water reached his windows, he saw it as an opportunity to get them cleaned. BALE'S reactions might seem overly simplistic or even naive to some, but they highlight a crucial lesson. Our attitude towards life's challenges can drastically change our experience of them. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. It's about facing difficulties with a belief that things will get better, finding solutions, and sometimes just accepting that some things are out of our control. BALE'S outlook didn't change the flood, but it changed how he experienced it. Instead of feeling defeated, he stayed hopeful and proactive. In our own lives, we often encounter situations that feel overwhelming. It might not be a flood, but challenges at work, personal setbacks, or unexpected events can easily drown us in negativity. By adopting BALE'S optimistic approach, we can transform how we deal with these challenges. Instead of focusing on what we've lost, we can look for what we've learned or how we can adapt. BALE'S story is a call to embrace optimism, not as a naive outlook but as a practical tool for resilience. By keeping a positive attitude, we can navigate through life's storms with a sense of calm and hope, turning obstacles into opportunities and making our journey a bit easier and more joyful. So, next time life throws a challenge your way, remember BALE and choose to see the bright side. 22. The Secret to a Calm Mind. Lessons from a Zen master and a Chinese strategist. Have you ever wondered how some people remain calm in the face of chaos? Discover the timeless wisdom of a Zen master and the legendary Zhuge Liang, who both mastered the art of staying calm under pressure. Learn how letting go of worldly distractions can lead to a peaceful mind and greater intelligence. Join us as we delve into their stories and uncover the secrets to achieving a mind as calm as water. A Zen master once said, "If a person wants their mind to be as calm as water, the key is to let go of the troubles brought by fame and fortune, and to abandon the disturbances of emotions and desires. Therefore, to achieve this, one must learn to let go." Indeed, in our ever-competitive lives, many people find their spirits restless and their minds unsettled because they are too focused on themselves. A calm mind can generate wisdom, and a mind as calm as water is a sign of high intelligence. In The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, there is an anecdote about Zhuge Liang's empty city stratagem when he was defeated at Jiding and heard that Sima Yi was leading 150,000 troops to attack Xicheng. At that time, Zhuge Liang had only 2,500 soldiers to defend the city. However, Zhuge Liang did not panic. Instead, he calmly led 2 young attendants to play the zither while sitting on the city wall. When Sima Yi arrived with his troops, he found the situation strange and pondered over Zhuge Liang's calm music. He then ordered his troops to retreat quickly. Zhuge Liang's calm and unperturbed music managed to intimidate Sima Yi into withdrawing. This is referred to as facing the collapse of Mount Tai without changing expression and not glancing sideways when deer dance around. Such extraordinary composure is something an ordinary person cannot easily achieve. Conclusion: embracing calmness in a busy world. In our fast-paced, competitive world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life. We chase after success, fame, and material possessions, often at the expense of our inner peace. However, as the Zen master and the story of Zhuge Liang teach us, true wisdom and intelligence come from a calm and composed mind. The Zen master emphasizes the importance of letting go of the troubles brought by fame and fortune, and the disturbances of emotions and desires can help us achieve a state of inner peace. This doesn't mean we should abandon our goals or stop caring about our responsibilities. Instead, it means we should approach life with a sense of balance and detachment, not allowing external circumstances to dictate our inner state. Zhuge Liang's story from The Romance of the Three Kingdoms illustrates this principle perfectly. Despite facing overwhelming odds, he remained calm and composed, using his inner peace to outwit his opponent. His empty city stratagem shows that a calm mind can turn a seemingly impossible situation into a victory. His calmness under pressure not only saved his city, but also demonstrated the power of a composed and wise leader. Incorporating these lessons into our lives can help us navigate challenges more effectively. By practicing mindfulness and letting go of unnecessary worries, we can maintain our inner calm even in the most stressful situations. This doesn't just benefit us mentally and emotionally. It can also enhance our decision-making and overall well-being. In conclusion, embracing calmness and learning to let go are crucial for a balanced and fulfilling life. The wisdom of the Zen master and the strategic brilliance of Zhuge Liang remind us that a calm mind is not just a sign of intelligence but also a key to unlocking our true potential. By cultivating inner peace, we can face life's challenges with grace and confidence, achieving success without sacrificing our well-being. 23. The Unsung Hero of the Revolution, a tale of self-sacrifice and honor. Have you ever heard of someone taking the blame for a crime they didn't commit to save another's life? In the heart of Philadelphia during the American Revolution, John Smith did just that. His incredible act of self-sacrifice not only spared a young cadet from severe punishment, but also earned him unparalleled respect and admiration. Discover the untold story of John Smith, a true unsung hero whose actions embody the essence of honor and bravery. During the Eastern Jin dynasty, Cao Feng served as a censor in the military governor's office of Chenzhou under the command of Zhang Zongnian. At that time, a student from the military academy named Duan Hongtian stole wood from the government to make furniture for his family. When Zhang Zongnian discovered this, he was furious and wanted to execute Duan Hongtian. In a desperate attempt to save his life, Duan Hongtian falsely accused Cao Feng of instructing him to steal the wood. Zhang Zongnian then questioned Cao Feng to verify Duan Hongtian's claim. Surprisingly, Cao Feng admitted to the accusation, resulting in Duan Hongtian being spared from the death penalty. As a consequence, Zhang Zongnian gave Cao Feng 10,000 strings of coins and a horse, and then dismissed him. Cao Feng left quietly, never once defending himself against the false accusation. Later, Zhang Zongnian called Cao Feng back. Over a year passed, and one of Zhang Zongnian's close aides revealed that Cao Feng had admitted guilt only to save Duan Hongtian's life. Zhang Zongnian was astonished by this revelation and treated Cao Feng with even greater respect and generosity. Conclusion: the story of John Smith is a powerful reminder of the profound impact one person's selflessness can have on the lives of others. When John chose to take the blame for Thomas Harrison's theft, he did so knowing the personal cost he would face, yet he prioritized the young cadet's future over his own reputation and career. This act of bravery and compassion not only saved Thomas from severe punishment but also demonstrated the true character of a hero. Governor Patterson's initial reaction to John Smith's admission was swift and severe. He dismissed John from his position and compensated him with money and a horse, perhaps believing that justice had been served. However, John's quiet departure, without a word in his defense, left an impression on those who knew him. His silence spoke volumes about his integrity and the lengths he was willing to go to protect another. When the truth eventually came to light, it was a testament to the respect and loyalty John had garnered. The revelation that John had admitted guilt solely to save Thomas's life astonished Governor Patterson and others who learned of it. It was a moment that highlighted the depth of John's character and the nobility of his actions. Governor Patterson's decision to call John Smith back and treat him with even greater respect and generosity was a fitting recognition of his sacrifice. It underscored the value of true leadership and the importance of recognizing and honoring those who act selflessly for the greater good. John Smith's story is a timeless lesson in humility, courage, and the power of doing what is right, even when it comes at a personal cost. It reminds us that true heroism often goes unnoticed and unrewarded, but its impact can resonate long after the events have passed. John's legacy is a beacon of hope and a reminder that acts of kindness and bravery, no matter how small or large, can change lives and inspire future generations.
If you like this video, please comment 1. And if you don't, comment 2. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.
24. A lesson in true kindness. How John Chang turned theft into generosity. Imagine being betrayed by someone you trust, only to respond with an act of unexpected kindness. John Chang's story from his university days teaches us that true virtue lies not in giving away money, but in showing compassion to those who have wronged us. Join us as we explore this remarkable tale of forgiveness and generosity. Giving money to others is not a difficult task, but treating well those who have wronged us is a level of virtue not everyone can reach. When Zhang Chang was studying at the National Academy, his family sent him 10 taels of gold through a courier. Unbeknownst to Zhang, his roommate took advantage of his absence and stole the gold from his belongings. The Academy authorities summoned the roommate for a search. When the gold was found, Zhang Chang surprised everyone by saying, This gold does not belong to him. That night, the guilt-ridden roommate secretly returned the gold to Zhang by slipping it back into his pocket. Knowing his roommate was in a difficult situation, Zhang decided to give him half of the gold. The elders said that giving gold to someone is something anyone can do, but not claiming the gold back in a moment of urgency, as Zhang did, is a rare and commendable act. Conclusion. John Chang's story is a powerful reminder of the strength of character and the impact of true kindness. In a world where it is often easier to seek revenge or hold grudges, John's actions stand out as a beacon of compassion and understanding. By not only forgiving his roommate but also offering him half of the money, John demonstrated a level of empathy and generosity that is rare and inspiring. This story isn't just about money, it's about the deeper values that define our humanity. John understood that his roommate's actions were driven by desperation, not malice. Instead of punishing him, John chose to help, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and deserves a second chance. This act of kindness likely changed the roommate's life, teaching him a valuable lesson about trust and forgiveness. Moreover, John's decision to forgive and help his roommate speaks volumes about his maturity and wisdom. It's easy to react with anger when wronged, but it takes a truly exceptional person to respond with grace and generosity. John's actions remind us that we all have the capacity to rise above our immediate emotions and act with compassion. This story also highlights the importance of empathy in our interactions with others. By putting himself in his roommate's shoes, John was able to see beyond the theft and understand the underlying struggles. This perspective allowed him to act in a way that was not only kind but also profoundly impactful. In our own lives, we can take a page from John's book by practicing empathy and compassion, especially when it's hardest to do so. Whether it's forgiving a friend who has hurt us, helping someone in need, or simply being kind in our daily interactions, these acts of kindness have the power to make a significant difference. John Chang's story reminds us that true virtue lies in how we treat others, especially in moments of adversity. It's a lesson that can inspire us all to be better, more understanding individuals. 25. The unforgettable act of kindness that changed a town forever. In a small American town, a single act of kindness by a man named Vu Lin transformed the life of a desperate thief and left a lasting impact on the entire community. This heartwarming story of generosity and redemption shows how one person's compassion can ripple through generations, creating a legacy of goodwill and success. Curious to know how Vu Lin's remarkable actions unfolded? Join us as we delve into this inspiring tale that highlights the true power of empathy and community spirit. There once lived a man named Vu Lin, a respected and honest resident of a small town in America. Vu Lin was known for his integrity and never harmed others for personal gain. In his later years, he lived a comfortable life with his family. One night, a thief broke into his home. Vu Lin's sons managed to catch the intruder, who turned out to be the son of a neighboring family. Vu Lin asked the thief, "You have never done anything wrong before. Why are you resorting to theft now?" The young man replied, "I am driven by desperation and poverty. I had no other choice." Vu Lin asked him what he needed. The thief said, "I need $10,000 to buy food, clothes, and other necessities." Vu Lin gave the thief the exact amount he requested. As the thief was about to leave, Vu Lin called him back. The thief was terrified, thinking Vu Lin had changed his mind and was going to report him. Vu Lin said, "You are in such dire straits, carrying $10,000 at night. The patrol officers might stop and question you." He let the thief stay until morning to avoid any trouble. The thief, deeply ashamed, eventually reformed and became a respectable citizen. The neighbors began calling Vu Len a great philanthropist. Vu Len also invested in the community by selecting talented children, building a school and hiring renowned teachers to educate them. In time, Vu Len's son and grandson both achieved high academic honors and became distinguished members of society. This was seen as the good karma and blessings Vu Len reaped from his lifetime of good deeds. Conclusion. Vu Len's story is a powerful reminder that a single act of kindness can create lasting change. When he chose to help the young thief instead of punishing him, Vu Len set off a chain reaction of positive outcomes. The thief, deeply moved by Vu Len's compassion, turned his life around and became a respectable member of the community. This transformation not only benefited the young man but also set an example for others in the town. Vu Len's generosity didn't stop there. By investing in the education of talented children in the community, he ensured that the benefits of his kindness would extend far beyond his own family. The school he built became a beacon of hope and opportunity, helping many children achieve their dreams and become successful adults. Vu Len's own descendants, inspired by his values, excelled in their studies and went on to make significant contributions to society. This story illustrates the profound impact that one person's actions can have on the lives of many. Vu Len's decision to act with empathy and generosity instead of judgment and punishment changed not only the life of the thief, but also the fabric of the community. It shows that when we choose to see the good in others and offer help instead of condemnation, we can inspire positive change and build stronger, more compassionate communities. In today's world, where we often hear about division and conflict, Vu Len's story is a refreshing reminder of the power of kindness and understanding. It encourages us to look for opportunities to make a difference in the lives of others, no matter how small the act may seem. By doing so, we can create a ripple effect of goodness that touches countless lives, just as Vu Len did. His legacy teaches us that true greatness lies in our ability to uplift and support those around us, creating a brighter future for everyone. 26. The Silent Witness, a story of wisdom and integrity. Have you ever wondered about the true power of yielding in the face of conflict? Imagine discovering a theft right under your nose and choosing to stay silent. Years later, as a powerful leader, you're faced with a tearful plea from the very person who wronged you. What would you do? Join us as we unravel the fascinating story of John Smith, a respected general turned prime minister who reveals the profound impact of wisdom, integrity, and the art of yielding. This tale will challenge your perceptions and inspire a deeper understanding of true leadership. Zhang Tianxian was a renowned general during the Northern Song dynasty. Before his rise to prominence, he served as the Right Ten Envoys and was later promoted to the commissioner of Jiangnan. One day, while hosting a banquet at his home, he saw a servant stealthily steal some silver items and hide them on his person. Zhang Tianxian witnessed this from behind a curtain, but chose to say nothing. Years later, Zhang Tianxian became the prime minister, and many of his household servants were appointed to official positions. However, the servant who had stolen the silver remained without any title or reward. During a quiet moment, this servant knelt before Zhang Tianxian and said, "Master, I have served you the longest. Those who came after me have all been promoted, so why have you forgotten about me?" He then burst into tears. Zhang Tianxian replied, "I did not want to bring this up, but since you are accusing me of neglect, let me remind you. Do you remember stealing those silver items when we were in Jiangnan? I have kept that incident in my heart for nearly 30 years without telling anyone, not even you. Now that I am the Prime Minister, responsible for appointing and dismissing officials, encouraging the virtuous and exposing corrupt officials, How could I possibly recommend a thief for a government position? Out of respect for your long service, I will give you 300,000 coins. Take this money and find a peaceful place to live. Since I have revealed your past, you will likely feel too ashamed to stay here any longer." The servant was stunned, and with tears in his eyes, bid farewell. There's an old saying, making way for others broadens your own path. Throughout history, those who know how to yield at the right moment, who can advance and retreat wisely without conflict, often gain more than they lose. Those who yield are not losers, nor are they weak. They are individuals who understand respect and the balance of advancing and retreating. Taking a step back to see the vastness of the sky and sea is a form of character, wisdom, and cultivation. Those who know how to yield are truly precious. They can set aside their opinions, views, and personal gains at the right time, paving the way for others. Yielding is not losing. It is winning the hearts of people. Conclusion. John Smith's story is a powerful reminder of the strength found in restraint and wisdom. By choosing not to confront the thief immediately, John showed an extraordinary level of patience and foresight. He understood that immediate confrontation might not always be the best course of action. Instead, he carried the knowledge with him for years, using it to guide his decisions and actions. When the time came, John used his position of power not to seek revenge, but to teach a valuable lesson about integrity and consequences. His decision to reveal the servant's past theft only when necessary demonstrates his commitment to justice and the well-being of his community. He balanced mercy with accountability, offering the servant a chance to start anew with a substantial gift, yet also ensuring that the integrity of his administration remained intact. This story highlights the profound impact of yielding, not as a sign of weakness, but as a strategic and compassionate approach to leadership. Yielding, in John's case, meant holding back judgment and action until the right moment. It allowed him to act with a clear mind and a full understanding of the consequences. John's ability to see the bigger picture, to weigh the importance of long-term integrity over short-term gains, sets a powerful example. In a world often driven by immediate results and reactions, his story encourages us to pause, reflect, and choose our actions wisely. It reminds us that true leadership is not just about power and control, but about the ability to guide others with wisdom and compassion. In the end, John Smith's story teaches us that yielding can be a form of strength, a way to gain respect and win hearts. It's a lesson in understanding the delicate balance of power, the importance of timing, and the ultimate value of integrity in our actions. This approach, though challenging, is what truly builds lasting leadership and trust. 27. The Dangers of Arrogance. A Tale of Humility and Pride. Have you ever thought about how a good deed can turn sour because of pride? In this story, we explore how one man's generosity, tainted by arrogance, led to unexpected consequences. Join us as we delve into a historical tale that spans ancient China and Western religious teachings, revealing profound lessons about the pitfalls of arrogance and the importance of humility. During the spring and autumn period in ancient China, there was a year when the state of Qi suffered a severe famine, leading to widespread death. A wealthy man named HAN-SUO, motivated by his kind heart, decided to cook rice and distribute it to the poor. Day after day, people from all around came to receive HAN-SUO's rice, praising and thanking him for his generosity. Over time, this flattery made him increasingly arrogant, leading him to look down on others. One day, HAN-SUO saw a starving man stumbling along the road. Holding a bowl of rice, he disdainfully called out, "Hey, you there, come and eat." To his surprise, the man glared at him and proudly replied, It's because I refuse to take food from someone as condescending as you that I'm in this state." The man walked away and soon died of starvation. It was then that Qian regretted his arrogance. Although he intended to do good, his pride unintentionally hurt others' dignity, turning his good deed into a bad one. Arrogance not only turns good deeds bad, but is also a fundamental cause of failure. There's a saying, "Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will win 100 battles." Arrogant people often center on themselves, looking down on both those around them and their adversaries. Historical figures like Xiang Yu, who lost his empire, and Guan Yu, who lost Jingzhou, fell due to their arrogance and lack of self-awareness. Arrogance can also breed prejudice, a dangerous mindset as it leads people to only trust their own experiences and perceptions. They dismiss anything outside their knowledge, believing they possess all wisdom. To protect their personal views, they reject everything that doesn't fit their understanding, viewing the world with a narrow perspective, yet proudly thinking they are superior, much like a frog at the bottom of a well. We know that in Western religions, demons are essentially fallen deities whose downfall was caused by arrogance. Lucifer, originally a perfect being beside God, fell due to his arrogance and self-reliance, leading a rebellion in heaven. Even after being cast down to earth, Lucifer's pride continued to wreak havoc on humanity, ultimately condemning him to hell as Satan. Similarly, in Buddhism, there's the story of Devadatta, the cousin of Buddha Shakyamuni. Despite following the Buddha for many years, Devadatta couldn't rid himself of his arrogance, leading to numerous crimes. His arrogance made him even disdain the Buddha, causing him to leave the monastic community, learn dark arts elsewhere, and return to harm the Buddha, aiming to replace him as the leader. The Buddha taught about 5 grave sins that could lead one to hell, and Devadatta, in his arrogance and cruelty, committed all 5. As a result, despite once being a follower of the Buddha, he not only failed to attain enlightenment but also fell into the Avicii hell. Perhaps due to these profound lessons, both Christianity and Buddhism, in the West and the East, regard arrogance as a root of various evils. Christianity teaches that the 7 deadly sins leading to humanity's downfall include arrogance, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. Meanwhile, the Buddhist Avatamsaka Sutra states that the 3 greatest obstacles for practitioners are arrogance, jealousy, and desire. This shows that all true religions view arrogance as a fundamental source of sin. Conclusion. The story of Qian and the starving man serves as a powerful reminder that our actions, no matter how well-intentioned, can be overshadowed by our attitudes. Qian's initial act of kindness was noble, but his growing arrogance turned his good deed into a source of pain and humiliation for those he aimed to help. This tale underscores a timeless truth. Humility is essential in truly helping others. Arrogance not only distorts our actions, but also blinds us to our own flaws and the needs of those around us. When we let pride take over, we risk becoming isolated, failing to learn from others, and ultimately making decisions that can lead to our downfall. The historical examples of Xiang Yu and Guan Yu further illustrate this point. Both men, despite their strengths and capabilities, fell because they underestimated their enemies and overestimated their own abilities. Their stories show that arrogance can lead to poor judgment and, ultimately, failure. The religious stories of Lucifer and Devadatta provide additional layers of understanding about the dangers of arrogance. Both figures were initially in positions of great power and potential. However, their inability to overcome their pride led to their dramatic falls from grace. These narratives from different cultures and religions highlight a universal principle. Pride precedes a fall. In modern times, we can see similar patterns. Arrogance in leaders can lead to poor decisions, a lack of collaboration, and eventually the collapse of businesses or even governments. On a personal level, pride can damage relationships, hinder personal growth, and create barriers to success. Therefore, it's crucial to cultivate humility. By recognizing our limitations, respecting others, and being open to learning, we can ensure that our good intentions lead to positive outcomes. Humility allows us to connect genuinely with others, make better decisions, and ultimately lead more fulfilling and impactful lives. Let Qian-Nao's story be a lesson for us all. True kindness must be accompanied by humility to truly benefit those we aim to help. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. 28. The Perils of Arrogance, a Tale of Generosity. Gone wrong. In times of hardship, acts of kindness can bring hope and relief. But what happens when a generous heart turns prideful? This intriguing story from ancient China reveals how a wealthy man's noble deeds were overshadowed by his arrogance, leading to unexpected and tragic consequences. Join us as we explore the fine line between charity and conceit and discover timeless lessons that resonate across cultures and ages. During the spring and autumn period in ancient China, there was a year when the state of Qi suffered a severe famine, leading to widespread death. A wealthy man named Qian-Nao, motivated by his kind heart, decided to cook rice and distribute it to the poor. Day after day, people from all around came to receive Qian-Nao's rice, praising and thanking him for his generosity. Over time, this flattery made him increasingly arrogant, leading him to look down on others. One day, Qian-Nao saw a starving man stumbling along the road. Holding a bowl of rice, he disdainfully called out, "Hey, you there! Come and eat!" To his surprise, the man glared at him and proudly replied, "It's because I refuse to take food from someone as condescending as you that I'm in this state." The man walked away and soon died of starvation. It was then that Qian-Nao regretted his arrogance. Although he intended to do good, his pride unintentionally hurt others' dignity, turning his good deed into a bad one. Arrogance not only turns good deeds bad, but is also a fundamental cause of failure. There's a saying, "Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will win 100 battles." Arrogant people often center on themselves, looking down on both those around them and their adversaries. Historical figures like Xiang Yu, who lost his empire, and Guan Yu, who lost Jingzhou, fell due to their arrogance and lack of self-awareness. Arrogance can also breed prejudice, a dangerous mindset as it leads people to only trust their own experiences and perceptions. They dismiss anything outside their knowledge, believing they possess all wisdom. To protect their personal views, they reject everything that doesn't fit their understanding, viewing the world with a narrow perspective, yet proudly thinking they are superior, much like a frog at the bottom of a well. We know that in Western religions, demons are essentially fallen deities whose downfall was caused by arrogance. Lucifer, originally a perfect being beside God, fell due to his arrogance and self-reliance, leading a rebellion in heaven. Even after being cast down to earth, Lucifer's pride continued to wreak havoc on humanity, ultimately condemning him to hell as Satan. Similarly, in Buddhism, there's the story of Devadatta, the cousin of Buddha Shakyamuni. Despite following the Buddha for many years, Devadatta couldn't rid himself of his arrogance, leading to numerous crimes. His arrogance made him even disdain the Buddha, causing him to leave the monastic community, learn dark arts elsewhere, and return to harm the Buddha, aiming to replace him as the leader. The Buddha taught about 5 grave sins that could lead one to hell, and Devadatta, in his arrogance and cruelty, committed all 5. As a result, despite once being a follower of the Buddha, he not only failed to attain enlightenment but also fell into the Avachi hell. Perhaps due to these profound lessons, both Christianity and Buddhism in the West and the East regard arrogance as a root of various evils. Christianity teaches that the 7 deadly sins leading to humanity's downfall include arrogance, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. Meanwhile, the Buddhist Avatamsaka Sutra states that the 3 greatest obstacles for practitioners are arrogance, jealousy, and desire. This shows that all true religions view arrogance as a fundamental source of sin. Conclusion: arrogance can undermine even the most well-intentioned acts of kindness. HAN-SUO's story teaches us that true generosity comes from humility and respect for others. His initial motivation to help the starving people of Ki was commendable, but his growing arrogance turned his good deeds sour. When he looked down on the needy, he lost sight of the compassion that first drove him to help. This tale highlights the danger of letting praise and flattery inflate our egos. It reminds us that the true value of our actions lies not just in what we do, but in how we do it. HAN-SUO's story is a powerful reminder that treating others with dignity and respect is essential, no matter how much we give or achieve. Arrogance not only diminishes the worth of our deeds, but also alienates those we aim to help. Historical and religious teachings from around the world emphasize the perils of arrogance. In Christianity, Lucifer's fall from grace serves as a stark warning against pride. In Buddhism, Devadatta's tragic story illustrates how arrogance can lead to downfall and suffering. Both traditions teach that humility is crucial for personal growth and harmony. The lessons from HAN-SUO's experience are timeless. In today's world, where generosity and charity are needed more than ever, it's important to remember that our attitude towards those we help matters just as much as the help itself. Whether we're donating money, volunteering time, or offering support, doing so with humility and respect can make a profound difference. In conclusion, HAN-SUO's story is a poignant reminder that arrogance can spoil the best intentions. True generosity is rooted in humility, empathy, and respect. As we go about our lives, let's strive to be mindful of our attitudes, ensuring that our actions uplift and honor those we seek to help. In doing so, we can create a more compassionate and understanding world. 29. The Power of Patience. How one man's tolerance brought everlasting happiness. Have you ever wondered if patience and tolerance can truly change your life? The incredible story of Zhang Bai-ren, a man who dedicated his life to performing 100 acts of extraordinary tolerance, might just convince you. Join us as we explore how his unwavering patience led to a miraculous reward and uncover the timeless lesson that every action, whether good or bad, will inevitably be repaid. Don't miss this inspiring tale that highlights the profound impact of kindness and endurance. In American culture, every action is recorded and will inevitably be repaid with either good or bad consequences. The following story reminds us that enduring patience and tolerance can bring everlasting happiness. During the Tang Dynasty, there was a man named Zhang Gong-ning. Throughout his life, he could endure anything that ordinary people could not. He vowed to perform 100 extraordinary acts of tolerance in his lifetime and diligently worked towards this goal every day. As a result, People called him Zhang Bai Ren, meaning 100 acts of tolerance. Zhang Bai Ren never argued with others when working with them. He was strict with himself but generous with others. Over the years, he endured 99 extraordinary acts of tolerance and needed just one more to fulfill his vow. One day, Zhang Bai Ren's grandson got married and he invited many friends to the wedding. They prepared a lavish feast for the guests. As noon approached, a beggar arrived. Zhang Bai Ren said, "Don't trouble him. Give him some food and let him leave after eating." The servant informed him that the beggar wanted to join the guests at the table. Zhang Bai Ren found this request unusual but accepted it. Wearing a dirty, smelly monk's robe, the beggar entered and approached Zhang Bai Ren. "Thank you for your generosity," he said. "Today is your grandson's wedding, and I have come to congratulate him. However, I have another request, to dine with your most honored guests." Zhang Bai Ren hesitated but then agreed. He introduced the beggar to the wedding host and said to everyone, "Ladies and gentlemen, today is my grandson's wedding. I want to express my gratitude to all of you for attending. This elderly man has come to join us, so please be kind and make room for him." The beggar then said, "No, not just any seat. I want to sit with the most honored guests." Zhang Bai Ren responded, "Why do you insist on sitting with the honored guests? The seat I prepared for you is also important." The beggar replied, "Are you a man of generosity? How can you discriminate between people like this? Dressing well doesn't signify good character, and dressing poorly doesn't mean poor character. Why act so hastily?" The beggar's words struck a chord with Zhang Bai Ren. He realized that the beggar was right and thought, "I have vowed to endure 100 acts of tolerance. Why let something so small trouble me?" He immediately apologized to the beggar and told the guests, "For my sake, please let the elderly man sit in the honored guest seat and don't worry about anything inappropriate he might say." Everyone at the wedding agreed. After the feast, as the guests were leaving, the beggar remained seated. Zhang Bai Ren approached him and said, "Elder, I think you have eaten well and it is getting late. How about staying here tonight? You can sleep with the cook in the kitchen. Is that acceptable?" The beggar replied, "No, even though I am a beggar, you should not make me sleep in the kitchen. You must find me a proper place to sleep." Zhang Bai Ren said, "All right, you can sleep in our guest room." The beggar responded, "No, I will not sleep in the guest room. I believe the bride's room is the most comfortable in your house, so I will sleep there. Have your grandson sleep elsewhere." The beggar's request shocked everyone, and Zhang Bai Ren was about to lose his temper. He said, "Elder, I respect you because of your age, and I have tried my best to meet your requests, but I cannot understand why you make such an unreasonable demand." The beggar replied, "I will only sleep there and do nothing else. Why are you so defensive? You are not worthy of the name Zhang Bai Ren. Change your name to Zhang Bu Ren, Zhang Intolerant." Hearing this, Zhang Bai Ren didn't know how to respond. After a while, he said, "All right, I will let you sleep in the bride's room, but I need to consult with the bride and groom first." Zhang Bai Ren discussed it with the family. His grandson protested, "This is an insult. Absolutely not." Other family members agreed that the beggar's request was excessive. "What if word gets out? Our reputation will be ruined." Zhang Bai Ren tried to persuade them. "He doesn't seem like an ordinary beggar and he is very old. I don't think he will do anything improper to the bride. Besides, he promised just to sleep there and do nothing else. I will place a guard outside the room. If there is any commotion, the bride just needs to scream, and we will all rush in." After hearing this, the bride agreed. Grandfather has been generous throughout his life, earning respect for his noble character, and he is fair in disciplining family members. We should inherit these virtues. Let's agree to the elder's request so he can complete his 100th act of tolerance." The family reached an agreement. Zhang Bai-ren invited the beggar to the bride's room. The beggar smiled and followed him. As soon as he lay down, he fell asleep immediately, and the room remained quiet all night. At dawn, Zhang Bai-ren and others gathered outside the bride's room, waiting for the beggar. The bride opened the door and said, "I was very scared last night and didn't sleep at all. The beggar didn't move an inch." They looked at the bed and saw the beggar still sleeping soundly. Zhang Bai-ren called him several times but received no response. When he pulled back the blanket, to everyone's surprise, the beggar was gone. Instead, there was a shining gold statue the size of a person. On closer inspection, the statue resembled Tai Bai Jin Xing, Venus in Chinese mythology, like the one in the local temple. There were also 2 lines inscribed on the statue: "Work diligently, and life will be free of worries. Always find harmony in the castle of 100 acts of tolerance." Zhang Bai-ren realized that the beggar was Tai Bai Jin Xing, testing him. The news of the event spread throughout the province and beyond. People admired Zhang Bai-ren and felt the greatness and compassion of the divine. They understood that every action in the world is recorded and will surely be repaid with either good or bad consequences. Zhang Bai-ren was respected even more, and his story reminded future generations that enduring patience and tolerance can bring everlasting happiness. Conclusion. The story of Zhang Bai-ren is a powerful reminder of the transformative power of patience and tolerance. Throughout his life, Zhang Bai-ren's commitment to enduring 100 acts of extraordinary tolerance demonstrated a profound understanding of the value of kindness and perseverance. His unwavering dedication to this principle not only earned him respect, but also led to a miraculous and unexpected reward. When faced with challenges that would test anyone's patience, Zhang Bai-ren remained calm and composed. His encounter with the beggar at his grandson's wedding was the ultimate test of his commitment to tolerance. Despite the beggar's unreasonable demands, Zhang Bai-ren chose to act with generosity and understanding. This act of supreme tolerance was not just a personal triumph, but also a testament to the enduring power of kindness. The miraculous appearance of the golden statue, resembling Tai Bai Jin Xing, in place of the beggar, was a divine acknowledgement of Zhang Bai-ren's virtue. This event highlighted a crucial lesson. Every action is recorded and will be repaid, whether with good or bad consequences. Zhang Bai-ren's life serves as a vivid illustration of this truth, reminding us that our actions have far-reaching effects. In today's fast-paced world where quick reactions and impatience are common, the story of Zhang Bai-ren encourages us to pause and reflect on the importance of patience and tolerance. It teaches us that enduring challenges with grace and treating others with generosity can lead to profound and lasting happiness. Zhang Bai-ren's legacy is a call to embrace these values in our own lives, fostering a more compassionate and understanding world. By embodying patience and tolerance, we can create ripples of positive change that extend far beyond our immediate actions. Zhang Bai-ren's story is a timeless reminder that true strength lies in enduring patience and that every kind act we perform has the power to transform our lives and the lives of others.
If you like this video, please comment 1. And if you don't, comment 2. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.